Today I arrived in Valais. The Swiss call this region the heart of the Alps, and you can see why. Home to some of the most spectacular mountains in Europe. We started in the region of Dents du Midi, and this is Morjan. That's where we set off on our bikes, our e-bikes.
I love e-bikes.
Loving the e-bike.
It's the best day ever. I think after the adrenaline-packed day yesterday, having the opportunity to enjoy the scenery was just the ticket. Yeah, it's been that kind of day. It's been really nice. And the weather's been spectacular.
Great guiding as well from Corinne.
Yeah.
And actually she's mentioned that there's some other sort of slightly more dynamic trails that we could go and have a little go at. Do you fancy that?
I'm just eating cake today, babe.
So in Morjan, there's a great bike park, but then also there's an amazing downhill World Cup track, which is in Champery. But I'm going to head to Le Creuset because there are some wicked trails there too.
So today we're in Veysonnaz, and do I look really zen right now? Because I'm feeling it. So we've spent today doing pretty much the opposite of yesterday. We have been doing yoga and very calm, chilled trail walking. Like I woke up this morning and my shoulders, my entire body was aching and tight, and Samantha, our yoga teacher, swooped in, took us up these amazing, beautiful trails in the forest, and along the way there were these clearings where we stopped off to do a yoga pose, which she talked us through with her calm French accent.
Slowly take a deep breath and inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The yoga trail took us through 7 different stops. Samantha guided us through almost like a mini yoga session for each stop. And you have some seated positions, some standing, some are a bit trickier than others because you've got uneven ground. And then you finish on a final platform to end your yoga trail session, which is extremely relaxing. And you're in the deep forest, which was amazing.
As soon as she told us to kind of take a breath and be with our mind and body, and I looked up and I just saw these trees and sky, I just suddenly felt overcome with emotion and really happy.
So this yoga trail, took us about an hour and a half, but there was that real part of me was like, oh, I would love to just stick around. They do week-long retreats, but obviously we can't because we're adventuring on.
So we're in Saas-Fee today. It's a really, really cute little village that's completely car-free, so you have to get around on foot or on these really cool little electric-looking milk float thing.
And also in Saas-Fee, it's got the dome, which is the highest peak in Switzerland, 4,545 metres high. Also, because we stayed overnight, it's awesome here. You get given a free lift pass for anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, man. So we're about to do an adventure trail hike today. Loads of kind of rickety suspension bridges, you think? Rope bridges. We're yet to know what we're going to come across. It's going to be a good surprise, but I think it's going to be pretty mellow with hopefully a few little dicey sections to get the blood pumping.
Yeah.
And a really good opportunity to get to know each other, I think.
Oh my God, I bet I can guess your star sign. If you were a biscuit, what kind of biscuit would you be? So would you rather have like a poppadom for hands or breadstick for feet? Jenny, what's your favourite cheese?
So you can see behind us Saas-Fee, where we started this morning, then we hopped on the free bus and we're now in Frugstagen.
And the adventure trail begins here and ends at Almagella Alp, where I think we're going to have some lovely lunch.
We started the day in Betma Alp and we got up super early to go and do some yoga, but yoga on an SUP. So I've done supping and I've done yoga, but I've not done the two together. It was so calm, so it's really quite easy to paddle the sups out into the middle of the lake. And then we began our yoga practice. And there was definitely something about being on the lake that had a real calming effect.
There was a moment where I think my paddleboard sort of slowly turned round and I was doing some breathing and I opened my eyes and I could see straight down the valley and it was so beautiful, like my lips started quivering. I don't know if it was caught on film, but I was kind of overwhelmed by it. It was stunning. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done, I think. After breakfast, we went to check out the Aletsch Glacier, which is the longest glacier in Europe.
What amazed me is actually how deep it is, because I thought, there's not much underneath it, but it's about 800 meters deep. So when you looked across at the other rock face, you could actually see the line that would have been where the glacier was at 150 years ago. And it's just receding so much. We were told it's actually receding 20 centimeters every day. Just something to think about.
So after the glacier, we went from Bettmer Alp and travelled through Aletsch Arena to Rieder Alp. And what's really cool about this town is that it's another carless area. So hopped on the public bus across the village up to Rieder Alp.
It was really nice to see the glacier from a different angle and again walk along the ridgeline down through the terrain, where we then ended up at this villa castle. It's been actually a really lovely day. So this part of Valais, I feel like, is quite a hidden gem.